Hey guys, it's Lucy here from IGN, and I am joined today by a special guest, our editorial designer Katie Quesada.
Hello.
Who is visiting us in the Sydney office, but who is also our resident Super Smash Brothers fan.
Super.
So we have just watched the Nintendo Direct on Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, and god damn it, that was a lot of content.
It was so much. Overwhelmed.
Overwhelming amount of content. They announced 50 plus details on the game, which is a lot. Now, a lot of it was admittedly kind of filler stuff, like modes that we already knew were coming back.
Yeah, there's stuff that's been in previous games that they just wanted us to know again that it was coming back.
Yeah, but amongst that, there were some genuine revelations.
Yeah.
So I guess, let's sort of start from the top. Now, 8-player battles. That is new.
I loved how they announced it.
Yeah.
They started with, oh my god, there's 5, and then they showed us like the 5-player, then all of a sudden it was like, oh, nope, 6, and then they showed it the huge map with all 8 players, and I was just like, oh my god, that's insane.
I know, it's ridiculous. Now, they are, like, these 8-player battles are obviously going to take place on much larger stages than what we're used to in a Smash game.
There's only certain stages, I think.
That's right. But, like, 8 players, I mean, that's going to be quite chaotic.
Yeah, I can't imagine at all. Like, 4 is enough for me.
Yeah. I just don't know how, like, you're going to keep track of your player on screen with 8 players.
Colors.
It's all about the colors. Now, something else interesting was based on Donkey Kong Country Returns. There is a dual-plane jungle hijinks stage.
Yes.
Which lets you play between the foreground and the background.
It's the first time they've ever done it. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Again, quite chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably do that hiding from people by shooting myself to the other part of the stage and be like, no, I don't want to fight right now.
But I think that's really interesting, and I think that is, that's something really quite ambitious for a Smash game.
No, it looks really neat.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Now the announcement of Ridley.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Ridley is Samus's arch nemesis. A lot of people wanted Ridley to be a playable character, but turns out that it will be more of a pet sort of thing in a stage.
Only in a particular stage. So the Pyrosphere stage. If a player attacks Ridley enough, Ridley will join that player's side.
Yeah, like a Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you could kill Ridley if you want, if you have, like, it is a pet. You
can kill Ridley even when Ridley is playing on your side, which I think is kind of brutal.
That is pretty awful, but I mean, it's a bad guy, so.
Totally. Who cares? Good riddance, Ridley. Now, Smash Tour is a brand new mode, which is it's a board game.
It's very Mario Party-esque.
Yeah.
It could be fun. Don't know. From what I saw, it looks neat, but it's different for Smash players. I'm sure most won't bother with it.
Right.
We'll see.
I mean, let's go into a little bit more detail about it. So, Smash Tour tasks you with spinning a wheel to advance around the map. Instead of moving pieces around, you're moving your Miis around. And you collect more fighters as you move around the board to use in battle. So if you land on the same space as another player, you face off, and essentially you can nab their
character,
their fighters.
Yeah.
And then ultimately you end up in this giant final battle. And kind of the key is to have as many fighters as you possibly can have on your roster.
To stand a chance in winning.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I think there's such a sort of glut of content and modes in this new game that, even if it's not for everyone, it's a cool little addition to have.
Yeah. I'm sure lots of people will enjoy it anyway.
Yeah. Now, Amiibo capability was another big one. The first Amiibo lineup will feature characters from the Smash Brothers roster, and basically they can be thrown into, because this is something I was like, how is that going to, when it was all the Amiibo stuff was revealed at E3, I was like, how is this going to work? I don't quite understand how it's going to work in Smash Brothers, because those characters exist anyway, and then you use your Amiibo to kind of... But we got a little bit more detail during this Nintendo Direct.
I still don't really understand.
Basically, what they sort of outlined is your Amiibo goes into a it's called a figure player, aka an FP, and your FP levels up and becomes smarter and stronger the more that you play with the FP. Then one other thing that I thought was interesting, even though, again, you're right, I don't quite understand how it's going to work yet either, and why anyone would really bother, I guess.
I guess, like, when you have your Amiibo, it's your specific, you're leveling up throughout all your games you're playing, you take it to a friend's house.
So it's far more customizable.
Yeah.
Does that mean that when you play through a regular game with your FP that you are at a, like, quite an advantage?
I'm not sure.
That's the thing. How is it going to be balanced? We don't know. But one thing that I thought was interesting, if you choose to import your Amiibo to someone else's game, they are significantly stronger. So they kick more ass.
That's pretty cool.
Which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
And also will, like, gather rewards for you from that player's system and bring you their booty.
That's good. I already pre-ordered mine, so.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so that, I mean, again, we don't quite know how that's going to work, but it is very interesting. Now, the stage builder, let's move on to that, allowing you to design your own Smash Brothers levels within certain restrictions, but I still think it's really freaking a really cool addition.
That's probably the one thing I was most excited about.
Yeah.
Because it showed them just drawing on the gamepad and just making a stage right then, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I could see, like, so much customization. You could share your levels with all your friends, which is, like, really cool.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. You know, obviously using fixed templates and aesthetics, but I can imagine that is something that could really evolve as time goes on. And I really like this sort of creation stuff that Nintendo's focusing on right now. You know, with Mario Maker and now with this. Like, I just think it's a really cool little addition to their sort of classic titles.
Yeah, that's one thing that's great about Nintendo is they love user creation.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they put in new Smash Brothers.
Yeah. I am planning on making some terrible stages for people to laugh at because I can't imagine I'll be any good at that.
I'm going to make fun of you so hard.
Okay, good. And finally, of course, the big announcement that everyone is really excited about is Mewtwo.
Everyone. Yeah, it's
How do you feel about that as a big Smash fan?
I never played as Mewtwo,
right.
So I know a lot of people that love Mewtwo and were not happy when he was not in the 3DS version. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't really look at what is there to say about it. It's like, it's
you
awesome.
Love Mewtwo, he's there. You got him.
Exactly. It just makes you wonder how many more characters Nintendo has yet to reveal
up their sleeve. I don't know how I feel about it being free DLC for if you bought the 3DS and Wii U versions. I guess it's just rewarding the hardcore Nintendo fans.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of focus on this Nintendo Direct around the similarities between the 3DS version and the Wii U version, and like there are little sort of bonuses for those who play the 3DS version.
Yeah.
For example, you can import your customized character along with their equipment and stuff over to the Wii U version, which is cool.
Yeah, you can also use the 3DS as a controller.
Yeah. Why would you want to do that?
If you really like the controls that way. I'm going to be playing on the old GameCube controller.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Like, we already knew that there were going to be a lot of options for controlling Super Smash Brothers, but like they really sort of outlined them today, and you can basically play with a hat. It seems you can play with anything.
I'm sure that's going to be useful for when you have 8 players and no one's got any controllers.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, so yeah, all up, it was a very, very interesting Nintendo Direct, and I'm sure a lot of fans of the series will be very happy.
I'm pretty happy.
Excellent. For more on Super Smash Brothers for Wii U, stick with IGN.